Good evening. The time is 6:53 p.m. Monday, August 30th, 2021. The news headline: SSS releases 8 of Sunday Igboho's aid. The news in full. This comes barely after the expiration of the 48 hours ultimatum issued to SSS Director General to release all the 12 detainees or risk being jailed for contempt. The State Security Service (SSS) on Monday released 8 of the 12 aides to Yoruba Nation secessionist agitator Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho. SSS operatives had arrested all the 12 aides at Ibadan, Oyo State home of Mr. Adeyemo on July 1st. The agency had adamantly continued to detain the detainees despite the bail granted by the Federal High Court in Abuja on August 4. The release of 8 of the 12 detainees on Monday comes barely after the expiration of the 48 hours ultimatum issued by their lawyer to the SSS Director General Yusuf Bichi to release them or risk being jailed for contempt. Such blatant disregard for and contemptuous, spiteful and insolent disrespect for an order of court, if allowed to fester, would undermine the very integrity of the court, said Pelumi Olajegbensi, the detainee's lawyer, on Friday. The SSS has not offered any explanation for releasing any 8 of the 12 detainees who have met all their bail conditions. It will be recalled that the agency had filed an application for the Federal High Court in Abuja to reverse the bail granted 4 of the detainees. It, however, later withdrew the application, saying it would pursue its objection to the bail granted the 4 persons at the Court of Appeal. The time is 6:56 p.m. The analysis. Sometimes ago, just few months ago, the human rights lawyer Pelumi Olajegbensi, who is defending the 12 detained associates of Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, he gave the Department of State Services 48 hours to relieve the 12 detained aides of Sunday Adeyemo in line with the court order that granted them bail. The DSS has continued to hold the activists in an underground cell despite perfecting their bail conditions. Olajegbensi, while addressing journalists at a press conference in Abuja on Friday, gave the Director General of the service 48 hours to fully obey and comply with the release order of the court in favor of all 12 detained associates of Igboho or face contempt proceedings before a court. The human rights lawyer said the refusal of the DSS to honor a clear order of court through habitual was not only worrisome but an affront on the authority of the court and country's judicial system. He said it has become imperative and urgent to make this brief address in light of the vindictive and oppressive conduct of the State Security Service in the matter involving 12 detained associates of Yoruba Nation activist Chief Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho. In the week hours of July 1st, 2021, a joint team of men from the State Security Service (SSS) and the Nigerian military, with neither lawful cause nor a warrant of arrest, broke into the Ibadan home of Yoruba Nation activist popularly known as Sunday Igboho and extrajudicially murdered 2 of his associates, while rounding up, bounding, and abducting 12 others to be incarcerated without cause in the dungeons of the SSS, where they continue to languish without reprieve to this day. All 12 detainees, who were immediately subjected to degrading conditions of detention and torture, were denied access to their lawyers by the SSS up until the intervention of the court through an order recognizing and re-emphasizing the detainees' rights to legal representation against whatever allegations against them. Regrettably and indeed unacceptably, while no charges in full or tentatively have been preferred against all 12 detainees, the SSS has failed and refused to honor an order of the court which granted bail and ordered the release of the 12 detainees upon perfection of the terms of their bail, which have now been fully satisfied and duly communicated to the SSS. The refusal of the SSS to honor a clear order of court is not only worrisome but unacceptable, but it an affront on the authority of the court and our entire judicial system. It would also amount to surrendering the freedom and rights of the 12 detainees to the whims and caprices of an agency that has gone rogue and thrives in willful disobedience to the court orders. The lawyer said they should take notice that they will not fail to exhaust all legal and social remedy available to detainees in enforcing their rights in this matter and setting the tone against the SSS notorious disregard of due process and the rule of law. The lawyer therefore had given in a press conference in Abuja, had given the Director General of Service 48 hours to fully comply and obey. That was on Friday, and just today, the DSS had actually released 8 out of the 12 detainees as a result of the warning by their lawyer that they are given just 48 hours to release them or risk being jailed for contempt. The SSS has not offered any explanation for releasing just 8 out of the 12 aides that were arrested unlawfully on July 1st. And also, it was noted that sometimes ago, while the court had actually offered that the 12 detainees who have met all their bail conditions should be released, the agency, that is the DSS, filed an application for the Federal High Court in Abuja that they should reverse the bail of these detainees, which the court did not consent to. And this therefore bring an observation that the DSS has continued to behave lawlessly to court orders and even to the rightful the rights of the citizens of Nigeria. We could remember that sometimes ago too, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer were denied access to the court, where the DSS were actually denying them the access to the courtroom. And also, when the legal representatives of Nnamdi Kanu, who is championing the indigenous people of Biafra, when they went to pay him a visit at the DSS facility, they actually humiliated and embarrassed them as well, asking them to remove their glasses, asking them to remove their shoes, asking them to not go in with their writing materials. And all these are alarming because the DSS has continued to show that they do not have any respect for the rights of the citizens and not also for the rule of law. And this is actually worrisome because the authority of the court and the country's judicial system is at a risk of not being able to give orders or implement the judiciousness needed to make imperative judicial system.